Welcome to the party. It's your boy Valentin. We're back again for another day of Path of Exile. As you can see, we're sitting here trying to figure out what we're going to be doing, and I'm trying to how can I say catch up with everybody else, because everybody else has already been playing or looking at and or letting you know about Path of Exile. Path of Exile 2 to be exact. So what we got going on today is me just kind of going through the different things that I'm finding. I'm way behind everybody else, and I understand this. And I understand that because I'm way behind everybody else, a lot of people ain't gonna be online right now watching to see exactly what's going on with me. But I just found this Path of Exiles to support gym sneak peek thing. So I just found this out and found it, and I was like, hey, this actually looks kind of cool. It kind of gives us what the support gyms are, and we can kind of look at what we're going to be doing. So one of the things that we need to go ahead and go through, I believe, is looking at some of the Path of Exile 2 stuff, right? So some of the things that we need to look at for the Path of Exile 2 stuff, we already know we got new skill gym system. We got a new in game. We've got a bunch of things that are going to be popping up and everything like that with Path of Exile 2. Hype about this game is crazy high. Okay, so one of the things I'm looking for is, they used to have, there we go. This is the ones that we got to look for. Okay, so we already looked about the somatic trailer and all that other stuff. We don't have to worry about all that. We're good on that. What we need is this one. Nope, maybe not that one. Maybe this one. Yeah, that'll work right there. Put me up in the corner. So, what is that weird look on my shirt? Oh, that's weird. Oh well. Okay, so let's get back to let's get back to things. So we already know about the game trailer and all the other stuff. Early access content reveal is right here. Get access to Path of Exile 2. We already know I got access. And the reason why I got access is because I spent way too much money with this company. I did. Okay, so for those individuals that don't know, you're going to get a message that says you've been invited to Path of Exile 2 early access. And if when you go in there, it's going to be say, hey, you got to go to this early access page to physically get your keys, etc., etc. Problem is, I don't have mine, so that's okay. That's not a problem. Doesn't cause any issues. We're just gonna go on about our business, right? Because that's it. I'm just waiting for my keys to pop up. So game trailer and everything. So this is the content that they get put out. This is the content that they put out, and they go over some of the things that they were talking about when they were going over this. Some of the things that they spoke about is like the different categories. Like one of the things that I'm looking for is like the witch, because I think that's going to be that's going to be the one that I'm going to play. I'm going to be playing the witch. So these are the things that we need to look for. So, yep, that's it. Okay, so the witch, of course, is going to be the one I'm going to play, because guess what? Witch is going to have minions. That's pretty much what it is. So this is, yeah, that's the mercenary. And a lot of people are sitting there, they're like, hey, I want to play the mercenary. I want to play mercenary. I am not in, I do want to play the mercenary. Now, don't get me wrong, but it's not like I want to play the mercenary right off the top, right off the bat. It's not, that's not what's drawing me to Path of Exile 2. What's drawing me to Path of Exile 2 is, hey, what's up, Sheepish? How you doing? 3 years? Wow, that's a lot, dude. That's a lot. Thank you. Thank you for being around for 3 years. So, I'm just going over the Path of Exile 2 stuff. A lot of people, you know, they've been following this since the reveal. I actually missed the reveal. That Thursday night, I came in, I laid down, and I was out. I didn't get my watch the Twitch stream, free MTXs, none of that. I was totally knocked out. So one of the things that I think is going to be really nice. Oh, hold up, right here. So there's a lot of things that are kind of cool about Path of Exile 2. The witch is going to be mine. Now, this is where I think is going to be pretty interesting. There's something that I had noticed, and I kind of noticed it from an interview that he had GGG put out. And one of the things that they were talking about is, as a blood witch, you are able to get double your hit points. So if I have 2,000 hit points and I'm killing things and it's dropping these blood orbs, which you could see earlier when they were talking about the witch. One of the things that they were, one of the things that you would see is, you could see that when they was killing things, you could pick up these blood orbs. They go blood orbs right there. So you kill and you get these blood orbs after you kill to pick them up. Well, and then so that actually gives you double health. Well, one of the things that they also talk about in here on the next piece, you'll see it in the next section, is there's this little thing called Grim Feast. Grim Feast gives you energy shield, which is going to be able to give you double energy shield. And so that becomes something that's like, wow, really? You get double energy shield, double health. So if you could, I'm not doing that. I'm going Infernalist, but it makes you think, that might be a real good way to go, because some of the things that they're talking about is it's a pretty solid play style. Let's put it like that. Pretty solid play style. Now, that comes in real handy and everything like that. And so this is the sorcerer. But what we want to get to is there's a support gem configuration as well. Now, support gems, I think this is the one, the meta support gem. Nope, that's not it. So in one of these, there's a little section where they kind of show you that Grim Feast and everything. That Grim Feast gives you that double energy shield. So if I'm dropping energy orb or health orbs and energy shield orbs, and I could double up my health and double up my energy shield, and we already know that from what was released, there's a way that you can do. You could take a node where damage doesn't go through your energy shield to like chaos damage. In the PoE one, you had chaos damage and it would always go through your energy shield and hit your health unless you had special items. Well, in PoE 2, you don't need that special item. So there you go. Here you go. Withering Presence, and Grim Feast. Grim Feast is the one that gives you that double health. I read that on a web page somewhere, and or not double health, gives you double energy shield. So if I'm getting energy shield orbs and health orbs, and I can double my energy shield and double my health, that might actually be a real good way to start taking some heavy hits from some of the bigger bosses and things like that. And we don't know exactly how much it's going to cost to reserve those, because you're going to use spirit to reserve, and that fine line is where it's going to be very interesting, because you could reserve for your minions, but then you're going to have to reserve for this energy shields, or not the like Grim Feast, and the other one automatically comes from the ascendancy. So I don't think you reserve for that one. You might, and if you do reserve for both of those, that could be all your spirit. We don't know. Then they haven't really talked about that. Now, one of the things that I think is real interesting, hold up, where is it? Ascendancies. This is the ascensions, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and jump to, there we go. So this is the sorcerer still. This is the one, oh yeah, there you go. Go back a little bit. Yes, this is the demonic possession. This is the one that I'm planning on playing. I'm planning on playing this one because it grants me a summon infernal hound. So I'm gonna have a hound. So I'm gonna summon that. That's gonna be whoop, right there. That's one of my minions. 20% of damage from hits is taken from your hound life before you. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to make sure my hound has extra health. And the reason why is, the main reason why is because if I don't have that extra health, then when I take damage, it'll kill it quicker. So that's one of the things I plan on doing. There's one of the other nodes that it's talking about is here, prismatic pack. Now this is the one that's kind of tricky. So your mana is replaced by Infernal Flame. Gain Infernal Flame instead of spending mana when I use my skills. Take maximum life and energy as fire damage when Infernal Flame reaches maximum. Lose all Infernal Flame on reaching maximum Infernal Flame. 10% of Infernal Flame lost per second if none was gained in the past 2 seconds. So what that means is, and this is where I'm thinking I'm gonna play this route. If I'm running the Infernal Hound, and I use something like I want to use some type of fire-based power, Fireball, or one of those type powers, Fireball, maybe Flame Totem, not Flame Totem, Flame Wall with a Cascade, and where I could just drop bunch of flame and burning capability. My Hellhound would go out and also do righteous fire type damage, and then every time I use Flame Wall or I stack flame, I can throw Flame Wall out and I hit things. You can use the summon Raging Spirit configuration. And so that's one of those things that I think is going to be real nice. So, and I'm not going to be casting spells very often. Now this right here, if you notice, shoots fireball. It's like a flame bolt and then explodes and goes into multiple range. Wild Shard might be something that I could do with that. Oh, you also have that flame ball, which is a good thing. Now Demon, now they didn't show this, But one of the things it said with the demon form is that you lose health. The whole time you're in this form, you're losing health. That's something that's kind of sneaky. They don't see, here's the blood orb. See that blood orb? Skills gain, base life cost equal to base mana cost. Life remnants, it drops that life remnant. That can be stacked all the way up past your maximum health. So you can, if you have 5,000 health, you can get 10,000 health just stacking, but that health will eventually dwindle away. Same with the Grim Feast energy shield. It will disappear. It will disappear. So this class might be good stacking both of those together, which is a really good thing long term. So gain in here you go, gain energy shield from equipped body armor as extra maximum life. So this could be very interesting, and you see what I mean by that, right? So if I'm running life remnant and I have crimson power, I'm gaining energy shield from my body armor as extra maximum life. So being in a robe that's pure energy shield will not hurt me, because it says gain energy shield from equipped body armor as extra maximum life. It doesn't say it replaces it or anything like that. So what that means is if I got Grim Feast up and I have life remnants where when I kill stuff I get extra life, and I have that Grim Feast up, my energy shield will be high. I'm gaining life, double whatever energy shield I got, double whatever life I got, and then so that's where you can do that hybrid life mana type configuration where you're doing combat that way. I think it would be very nice, and it's going to be very awesome. There's also one other thing that I saw inside of the video that kind of points out to some stuff that I really would like to see. Where is it? Not the trials, not the game structure, not the end game. Oh yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the end game. What is the things that I'm going to play to make money? Let's just be honest. What am I going to play to make money? I got Breach, Ritual, Delirium, Expedition. These are some of the things that I'm going to be able to play to make money. So Breach, Ritual, Delirium. To me, these are the three that are going to be really good to run, because like with Breach, you just got more things. You just got more things. And this to me is probably going to be the one I'm going to go, but I can't guarantee it, but this is probably going to be the one I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Breach because it brings more creatures onto the screen. They're not excessive. They don't get excessively hard. Well, they can be, but not really. And I think that that's going to be better for me than any of the other powers that we have. Because you can just kind of run through, follow Breach. You might be able to get some more hands in there with some of the extra juice that you can throw onto a map. I find that that's probably going to be better for me than the one that's like Ritual and Delirium. Delirium, the one problem with Delirium is the more you stack Delirium, the harder the mobs get. Okay, so it's not something I want to play early. I do not want to play that early, because if I play that early, I'm probably going to die a lot, because they're going to be strong. they're going to be stronger, they're going to get stronger, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's going to hurt me. I'm going to be sitting there trying to throw things on maps, make the, try to get better things out of my maps, using the towers to get the better influence and things like that. And Delirium, the longer you do Delirium, the harder they get. They can reduce damage by 100%. If you got a really good build, wonderful. You could be able to you'll be able to step out, do what you need to do, kind of do those type of things. But for me, I don't think I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna go with the more conservative route, where I'm gonna do breach rings, and as you can see, breach rings can be very, very lucrative. And as you see that you can roll on breach rings quality, because Catalyst has moved out of what's the creatures, there's in PoE 1 you get Catalyst from another thing. In this one you get Catalyst from breaches, which is going to be another reason why I think I'm gonna do pretty good, because if I can get a lot of catalysts, or I can get it to drop a lot of catalysts, I can sell the catalyst for money and make pretty good, because people are going to need that to be able to enhance their gear. Catalyst is going to be a really interesting thing, but that's why I'm going to go breach over Delirium. Now Delirium is actually, like I said, that'll be later. If I can get my gear and get myself set up, I'll go Delirium, but off the start, it's going to be breach for me. That's how I'm looking at it. That's how I'm seeing it. Gotta do breach, get the breach done. That's going to make the most money for me early on, in my opinion. The second one that could be really lucrative could be rituals. And oh, that's interesting. My chat disconnected from YouTube. Now just connected again. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the second one is rituals. I think rituals is going to be interesting as well. That might make a lot of money. But my problem with rituals is you're going to be stuck in that circle. This is supposed to be kind of harder than the old PoE 1. Could be questionable. I don't know. I've never played it. All the other streamers and everything that they've actually played it, they could, they went to the cons, they got on, they were able to run the game. I haven't run the game. So what that means is I'm gonna have to be kind of wary on how I'm gonna be doing things. So this is another thing. You see right there? You can get omens and stuff like that. It looks like you can get omens and things like that from within ritual, which could be lucrative. I could be passing up on a ton of things because I don't like being tied up in that circle, unable to escape in a game I've never played. And then this thing also bothers me right here. The whatever, the mist. I don't know if y'all remember that guy, but that mist thing that they were just showing. Hold up, let's see if I can get it to pop back up again. This guy who came out in like 2 leagues ago, maybe 2 leagues ago. This guy, I hate that thing. There's a guy named Japster. He actually does great on does this. He gets in the thing. He follows it and follows the little. There's like a little. You get into a maze. Now let me just explain why I don't like this mechanic. You get into a maze, and there is a wisp, and the wisp leads you through the maze. So you got to get through the maze, follow that wisp, and when you follow that wisp, you know, you go through the maze. Hold up a second. Let me run a 30-second ad. So this is I'm gonna hold up for a second on the people that are on gotta run an ad for Twitch. Yeah, I've been noticing somebody that had told me I was getting pre-rolled ads. And the reason why that happens is because the way I run my ads. So I'm gonna have to look at that. So pre-rolled ads are when you come directly into the channel and you're not subscribed, you automatically get ad revenue, or not ad revenue, you automatically get ads. And what happens is when you have pre-rolled ads, people don't like going through the channel. It's like you click in and you got those ads, they jump to something else. And so I'm trying to not have that happen as often. We'll see. Like I said, Jasper, what he does is you follow the wisp through the maze. If you lose the wisp, you got to figure out how to get to the thing. And there's these little creatures all on the ground, and they're like little spiders, and they just shrivel out from the vines. If you don't keep up with that wisp, or you lose it and you backtrack going the wrong direction, you will die from them eating you alive. Don't like it. That's why I don't necessarily think I want to do the ritual side, because the ritual side is going to run into that. We know delirium is a great thing. I love delirium, but I think you need to have a good build for delirium. And minions are not necessarily always the best thing for delirium. It's good, you can survive delirium, but they're not always the best thing for delirium, especially like when you're getting toward the end game pieces and you get your shards and stuff like that, and you're doing the waves. Minions are not great in the waves. They can be, but they're not that great in the waves. So that's why I'm staying away from delirium. And one of the things that you're going to have to do is whatever character you decide to play, or character that you will be playing, you need to look and kind of figure out exactly which one of these will be easier for your build. I've never liked Expedition. A lot of people love it, but I never liked Expedition. And the reason why I never liked Expedition is because with Expedition, it feels like you're playing through, you hit this little section, then you've got to try to plant these circles around without hitting these troves that are here. Monsters grant an increase, monsters are immune to chaos damage. So if I was playing, I would have to try to get the circle so it gets all these other things, but doesn't overlap this, because I want these three here. These three are something I want. This one is something I want. I want this thing over here and the ones over here. If I overlap this, then I'm going to be getting, I won't be able to do any damage and I will die. Things like that. You have to look out for those things, and it takes away from the game. It really does. I'm running through, I'm killing, I get to that, I got to do Expedition. And it's like, okay, here. Okay, nope. Reverse these. Let's try this again. And then you got to try it again to get so you don't actually cover those things that you don't want. So this guy didn't have to worry about it because he's not doing chaos damage. But for me, trying to figure out like that little green, you saw that green that he dropped? That's where I'm talking about. That's the problem I have, because I'm sitting there trying to get that circle around the things I want and not around the things I don't want. But you can get a lot of good stuff from Expedition. They have some good mechanic capabilities that you can do from it. Well, that's the reason why. So in-game trials, I'm not worried about the in-game trials. I'm worried about the Ascension trials. I can already tell you I'm going the ultimatum route. So you have a couple of different ways to do it. One is this way. I don't like Sanctum. And the reason I do not, well, this one might be different. And the reason why I say that is because they built this one so you can fire on the move. Okay. So you can be moving and you can fire off ranged weapons or ranged things. This might actually work out. My problem is I never liked it because to me, this is a dodge mechanic. It's a dodge mechanic. When you're in there, stop right there. Okay, so you're in there, you're fighting, right? This is your life. Let's say this is your life right here. And what happens is every time a creature hits you, that goes down, right? So when you get to 0, you're dead. So if I'm using this for an ascendancy trial and you're using it for an ascendancy trial, you run into the point of, if you can't dodge, which my reflexes aren't as good as some of the younger folks. So I can't dodge as good. So what happens is I lose health and then I die before I can complete the trial. And so this would be a terrible thing for me to say, oh, I'm going to enhance my character. I'm going to enhance my character by using this to get to this one guy back here. And then I'll fight and win. I can't do that. That would just be, it would just be like, that's just like me just it'd be terrible. You can't take a hit because if you take a hit, you automatically just go down. Now this guy's doing real good, but I can't see myself doing it. I can't see myself doing it. I'd run out, I'd die. Next thing you know, I'd have to start all over again. And you have to use these coins to get into the trial. I'm not going to do that. So that's why I'm going to go with the other route, which is, the other route is, let's see here, this guy, this is the other route, ultimatum. I feel that I could do better in the ultimatum trial than I can inside of the Sanctum trial. Because it doesn't matter if you get hit, you just got to survive. So if I get hit, as long as my health doesn't go to 0, I can still play, I can get through, right? So you have to make choices, and yes, some of the choices will be rough. Like this guy chooses, like, let's say lightning, fire, or something like that, and it starts shooting across the screen. You got to go down, clear the whole zone area. I think that's going to be a better fit for me because I can just move around and try to dodge. I can just move around and try to dodge the whole entire time. Turrets that periodically fire lightning projectiles. That's what he chooses, right? So he chooses that. He goes in here, he talks to what's his name, and then he opens up and all the creatures down on the bottom, you have to kill them. But there's the turrets. I think I could get away with that because you're killing creatures. And while you're killing creatures, you can just sit there and just do what you need to do. And you don't have to worry about if I get hit, I'm automatically, that's a really bad thing. I get hit, it's okay, it's fine. Let's keep moving. That's how I view it. That's how I see it. So long as my health doesn't go to 0, I got a chance to get all the way through it. Now, at the end, yes, there are some things like fighting the big boss guy at the end, the ultimatum guy, that might be a little hard, a little ruthless, a little hard. Also, you can get items. That's another thing about this one that I feel that is going to be really good. I can kind of tailor what kind of reward I'm going to get. And while I tailor the reward I'm going to get, it's okay. And so the escort mission, that might be a little rough, but I can get that done. beat the big guy at the end, I get my stuff. That's why I'm going that route. Okay, so we've already gone through that. We kind of discussed the different things that I plan on doing. Let's go ahead and go through here. So this was something that I had found and thought was kind of cool. If you were a witch hunter, this is the witch hunter tree. Kind of explained what every node was. It's not guaranteed that that's what it is now, but the first node that you can get, 15 increased damage with hits against enemies that are on low life. That's actually pretty cool. Increased cooldown recovery rate. Well, that's also another cool. Cooldown recovery rate is actually pretty cool. That means you can get that, you get the recovery. Your power is going to kick on much faster. And C, area of effect. That is also a great thing. So where it starts to become interesting is these nodes: 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Those are the first ones that you're going to have access to. You're going to either get 1, 2, 4, 6, or 8 almost immediately. It's 2 trials to get the 3, 5, or 7. So let's go ahead and go over the first ones: 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Let's go over those because those are things that you're going to be able to get instant access to. As soon as you complete a trial, you got it. So 1, you grants 20 weapon set skill points. So I think weapon set skill points is the points that you can do, or how you can adjust your weapons to be like, I use this power and it kind of, flips and puts all these powers in place and works that way. I think that's what that is. I'm not sure, but that actually gets you kind of more, more skill points to be used. The second one is, or 2, is Culling Strike. Now, Culling Strike, I think, still works the same way as it did, but in PoE 1, kill the creature down to about 10%, he instantly dies afterwards. 3, not 3, let's go to 4. 4 is the next one, which is going to be Witchbane. Enemies have maximum concentration equal to 40% of their maximum life. Maximum life. Break enemy concentration on hit equal to 100% damage. 100% of damage dealt. Enemies regain 10% of concentration every second if they haven't lost concentration in the past 5 seconds. So Witchbane is for casters. Let's just be honest. It's for casters. I don't know how effective this will be. And the reason why I don't know how effective that'll be, because I don't understand that mechanic yet. So it looks like concentration, there's a mechanic for casters to be able to cast. That's going to be what this is about. 4 is. 6, let's look at 6. Grant skill sorcery ward. 50% less armor and evasion rating. Okay, so what that is you get ward. Pretty much you get ward. So think of ward as like an extra shield. So you have the things that help you in PoE. You have your armor and evasion. We know evasion is, hey, they swing at you, and if you have a high enough evasion, they miss. They swing again, they got a better chance of hitting you until they actually hit you. Then it resets the evasion counter. Okay? Now, armor, what it does is when I hit you, I reduce the damage taken by up to reduce the damage taken up to a certain point. Okay, so that's what that is. And then we have energy shield, which is on top, is like hit points. It's like an extra hit points before you actually get to your health. Well, ward sits on top of everything. They must get through your ward first, then your energy shield, if you have any, then your health, and take all that, then you go down to 0 and you're dead. So that's what that is. Number 8, Zealous Inquisition. 10% chance for enemies to kill to explode, dealing 100% of their maximum life as physical damage. Chance to doubled against undead and demons. So PoE has explodey chests. Explodey chests were what you had in the initial. And what that is when somebody, how can I explain it? When somebody gets and dies, their entire health pool explodes. Now this is actually really good because then you can just kill things, and everything you kill, their life pool explode is 100% explosion. So let's say you kill something that had 10,000 health. That's 10,000 points of damage to everything or in that explosion circle. That is actually really good. I think if I was a witch hunter, the first thing I would do is go this route. Get 8. Instantly get 8 so I can go ahead and blow things up. That's mass amount of damage. That's a mass amount of damage early on. Later on, it can be terrible, but early on, it's great. And the reason why I say later on is terrible is because of the following. Early on, you can kill things almost instantly. So that's massive amounts of damage just happening on a regular basis. Later on, you need to make sure your skills are up to par to be able to kill things, to get them to explode fast. So that might take some, early on, you're killing stuff, no problem. Later on, it might take you 3-4 shots at a creature to kill it. Then it blows up. Like I said, mass early. Later on, it might not be until you can come into your own. Not a problem. So let's go ahead and look at 3, 5, and 7. So 3 hits against full life enemies remove between 5% and 30% of life before the damage of the hit is applied. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. So you can take off 30% of their health instantly. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 to 30% of their health instantly before you do any more damage. That could be crazy good. Plus, that ties, just so you know, that ties with your the culling strike. So you can let's just say you knock off 30% of their health automatically before you apply. You do another 40% of their life and damage, he's instantly culling striked. So it's just 30 plus 40, 70. No, 30. So you need to do about 50% more left. Like it's about 10% when culling strike increases, I think. All right, let's look at 5. Deal up to 30% more damage to enemies based on their missing concentration. So this is what I was talking about. 5 goes with 4. 4, we were talking about concentration. Concentration this one by itself, number 4 by itself, to me doesn't really do a lot. But 4 and 5 together, that could be crazy. Because the reason why is you could hit somebody, take up their knock their concentration off, and then get 30% more increased damage. That's actually pretty nice. Those two together would work real good. That's if you're going against casters a lot. So 6 and 7. We already know about the ward. 50% increased effect of sorcery ward. Sorcery ward recovers 50% faster. So your ward will come back faster if you do 6 and 7. So let's think about it. If you have 4 points, for me, if I was running the witch hunter, I would do 8. Then after I do 8, I would do 6 and 7. So that's 1, 2, 3. And on the last, I would pick this up. Possibly earlier, depending upon, because it's weapon skill points. Weapon sets skill points. That might come in real handy. I can't guarantee it yet. Now, I know everybody's been wanting to know what this tab is. This was actually something that somebody had brought up to my attention. I was like, oh, that's crazy. So, y'all, this is a skill generator. These are the skills that you can have based off of the different skills that you can have. Raging Spirits. So this is what I want to buff Raging Spirits. So it's going to reservation of 30. That's 30%. Oh, let me create a new build. Oh, hold up. Go back to that. Raging Spirits is going to be something that I want automatically, right? So Raging Spirits is going to be exactly what it sounds like. Raging Spirits. We're going to go. You're going to want. You're going to want Skeletal Brutes. You're going to want Bind Spectre. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Grim Feast. You remember I was talking about Grim Feast? This is where I saw it. Okay, so we were talking about picking up Grim Feast grants your energy shield, and you can overflow your energy shield up to double your normal maximum. This is what I was talking about. You can get double your energy shield by using that buff. This one takes 30 spirit. Now, we already know we're using 30 spirit for Raging Spirits. We're using 60 spirit for Skeletal Warriors. We're using, there is no spirit for the Bind Minion, but we still need more minions. We need more minions. So this requires us to have zombies. I'm not worried about that. So this is a Storm Mage. This is a Sniper, right? So me, what I would do is Skeletal Frost Mage, and I'll explain why. They gotta have it. Come on, cold to fire. You telling me they don't have a cold to fire? Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so let me frost fire. Supporter skills have 100% more effect of ignite against frozen enemies. Supporter skills cannot inflict freeze. Supporter skills consume freeze from enemies they ignite. So with summon raging spirits, I can go frost fire. You can, and don't forget, you can only use one support for all your minions. So I never can use Frostfire again. Frostfire is only going to be usable by this. So Frostfire is there. So what I do here? No, let's not do that. I still need to find, if I could get the Hellhound, I would actually put the Hellhound in here, because that would be also a good thing to find the Hellhound, put that in there, because that's the one that I will be using like other things on. Support 25% cold damage as 20% of damage as cold damage. So this one I would do added cold, because it's the only thing that I can do for that one. Let's look at meat shield. Okay, so this one, which create means making them defensive and giving them a chance to taunt enemies. So this allows things to taunt enemies. Chance to taunt enemies. Supporter skills are ones are defensive. You don't want that to be on. You don't want that to be on the. So what I would do is, I'd put meat shield on the skeletal warriors. Feeding frenzy would go on here. So look, so I would do raging spirits, frost fire, feeding frenzy, and then hit enemies, causing them to create a chilling vortex on shattering an enemy. No glaciation. Now this one I could see. So what I'm trying to do, just so you understand what I'm doing between between the powers, is I'm actually setting the powers up so that they work together. So We already know I'm doing Summon Raging Spirits, and Summon Raging Spirits, they do 70% of physical damage to fire damage, right? Then I do Frostfire, which says 100% more effective ignite against frozen enemies. Supported skills cannot affect freeze, which I'm not worried about. Supported skills consume freeze from enemies they ignite. So when I ignite somebody, you know, that's going to be one of the things that I want to do. I also want to do this. Minion mastery is something that's going to be really nice to have. So instability, I'm not really worried about instability right at this time. Last gasp might be something good. Okay, so minion mastery. That would be a good thing. So this means that this skill would go higher. So I got a chance of increasing the mid level of the gem, letting it do proliferation, ignite proliferation, feeding frenzy, and frostfire. Now there's one other thing I could do, which is nope. I might be able to do that. I'm not sure, but I think I might be able to do that. That would come in. I don't know what I would do here at the end, but we'll look at that later. But let's plan this out. Okay, so I'm gonna have Raging Spirits that's gonna have Frostfire. Frostfire is gonna take freeze off of whatever. It's going to automatically make those minions aggressive. So as soon as the minions come out, my Summon Raging Spirits come out, they're gonna automatically attack. They're going to automatically do ignite proliferation, which is going to spread ignites to other creatures that are around. We're going to have minion mastery, which is going to make them level higher. Ignite. That could actually be pretty good there. Fiery Death. So that I'm taking that into account. Now, Skeletal Frost Mages, I'm adding cold damage. Skills cost 30% more freeze buildup against chilled enemies. That's actually okay. Hold up. Cold mastery. Let's see here. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. Freeze. Chaotic freeze, cast on freeze, frost fire. Can't do that one. Elemental discharge, binding frost. Oh, fragility. Hits from supported skills that would freeze enemies, inflict brittle instead. Nope, don't want that one. Supported skills create chilled ground. Seconds when they freeze an enemy. That's a good one, but it's not what we're gonna look for. Hypo. Hypothermia. There you go. See, it doesn't tell us exactly, but this is the type of stuff we're looking for. Now, as you can tell, this is multiple cost multipliers. Anything that has a cost multiplier on it means that it's going to reserve for higher price. So you got to take that into consideration too. So with the specters, can't use minion mastery, can't use that, can't use minion, can't use that. Can't do that one. So these is where things get a little bit interesting. So we've got this, we've got bind, we got skeletal warrior. So skeletal warrior is going to have emulate, and that emulate is supported skills cannot ignite, but supported attacks gain 30% of damage as fire damage against ignited enemies. So as long as I'm igniting people, which I have a higher chance of igniting people being an emulation specialist, then the skeletal warriors will do more damage against them. Now, one of the things that I really need Grim Feast, because that's going to give me that extra energy shield. So that'll give me that extra energy shield. Now I'm going to need something for fire. So there's Fireball, Firestorm, Volcano. That's a channeling. Never going to do that one. Flame Wall, Incineration Shot. No, that's the... Ember full sage. What's this? Conjure a blazing ember that hovers above you after a short duration. The ember launches at an enemy, dealing fire damage in an area on impact. Recasting the spell resets the duration for all active embers. Multiple embers fired in the same full sage will attempt to target different enemies. Embers deal 4% of damage for each previous ember fired in sequence. Hover duration is 1.3 seconds, can accumulate up to 10 embers. That seems like a pretty interesting power. Blazing Lance is interesting. Flame Blast, that's a channel. Explosive Shot. Hey, Herald of Ash. So we can get heralds. I forgot about that. We need to get one of those. Herald of Ash, that's the one. Burn surrounding enemies and overkill damage at least blah blah. Based on 15% of damage as extra fire damage. Oh yeah, this is the one. Herald of Ash. I love Herald of Ash. I still need I still need something that I can use. Creates a stationary fiber orb that periodically releases an explosion dealing fire damage. Casting this skill again will replace the previous orb. Enemies that are very close to the orb will take burning damage. Solar orb might be something pretty cool. That's the one I think that was on the video. Remember that with the flamey orb that was just sitting there and it was kind of doing this thing and it just kind of blew up and dissipated. Rolling magma. I think that'll be the one I would use. I will use rolling magma. Okay, yeah, rolling magma. Where is it? Rolling magma. Wild shards. Added fire damage. See, wild shards will. So while I'm casting, multiple projectiles. All right, so let's go ahead and listen. This is the thought process I have behind this, and I can't guarantee it's gonna work, but this is the thought process. Let's go through it. Let's go through it one at a time. Now, this is all subject to change between now and Friday of next week. So I'm looking at Raging Spirits with Frostfire, Feeding Frenzy, Ignite Proliferation, Minion Mastery, and Fiery Death. Okay, killing blows from supported skills against ignited enemies. Wow, chat just keeps on dropping. Connected again. Against supported enemies, cause explosions on killing ignited enemies. So if it's ignited, it blows up. That's just what that does. Okay. Now the mage is doing cold mastery. So we're looking at skeletal frost mage. He's going to be doing additional cold damage. He's going to have glaciation on it. Supported skills cause 30% more freeze buildup, so it's a higher chance for it to freeze stuff. Cold mastery, which gives it an extra level, and then hypothermia. Support any skills that hit enemies, making it more effective at freezing chilled enemies. So that means it's going to chill faster. That's all what this means. This all means I'm gonna chill things a lot quicker. Frostfire automatically says 100% more effect against frozen enemies. Supported skills cannot inflict freeze, and supported skills will consume freeze from enemies they ignite. So if it gets frozen from the frost mages, which the last thing I was thinking about is that deep freeze thing. Increase freeze duration on enemies. Just because it wouldn't necessarily hurt, but it might hurt because this has a multiplier. This has a multiplier. This has a multiplier. So this, that's 37 reservation for this. This one's already got 30 reservation. So how many can I have actually? That's the key. This is going to reserve so much already. I wanted 6 linked because when I cast rolling magma and I'm throwing my rolling magma balls out and boom, 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 every so often while I'm throwing it out, it'll go in all directions and do a circle around me, which is going to be, and they chain. So and also it chains. That's a good thing. It can chain to other creatures and stuff like that. So that's something that we might want to run in here as well. Most likely this won't work, but let's just say we can. So personally, I think this and this will work because we got 2 6 links. I think we can still have like 2 6 links and then everything else is lower. So wild shards puts it on around. Fire damage allows me to do fire damage to multiple projectiles. The fire damage from here is not really needed. So I could actually do chain there. So I got multiple projectiles, chain, wild shards, and that. I'm gonna get me a specter. I don't know what the specter's gonna do, but I'm gonna get me a specter. I'm gonna have a skeletal warrior. So this is my thought process. 3, possibly 4 frost mages. 3 mages most likely. 3 mages, 2 skeletons, raging spirits, bind a specter, and grim feast. This is probably never going to happen to Herald of Ash, but if I can somehow get enough spirit to get a Herald of Ash on there, then that would be Herald of Ash, Grim Feast, Raging Spirits, and these are all reservations. You got to realize these are all reservations. The only thing that's not a reservation is the bind specter. I do it once, that's it. Everything else is a reservation. So if I can do 3 of the frost mages, 2 of the skeletal warriors, and raging spirits, that's it. That's all, and keep these other 2 as reservations. I think that'll be fine. Hey, how's it going? No problem. But that's what I think is going to happen, or that's what I think is going to be the best route. But like I said, this is all subject to change depending upon the different things that are going to happen. So like I said, this I think will be nice, the rolling magma, because then I can just cast ahead of me, rolling magma, using multiple projectiles, which is going to at least give me 2 projectiles. So I think it's going to go up maybe to 3 or 4. Like I think it's 3 or 4 for higher level for current PoE. So I'm hoping I can get 3 or 4 extra as well, because then every so often I'll get a wild shard, which is going to throw it out. And look, wild shard gives me what? Supported skills have a 20% chance to fire 8 additional projectiles in a circle. So that's actually pretty awesome. Oh, I'm gonna have to get rid of the chain. I just thought about something. Multiple projectiles. So if I'm doing roll of magma, I shoot multiple projectiles. Spell echo or unleash. I think I'm gonna go unleash. That would be the best route. I know getting rid of chain kind of, I get chain automatically from the spell. Okay, so it will chain. It's just not going to chain as many times as I would like for it to chain, but this is better because wild shards, I got 8 projectiles in a circle, right? So every so often when I'm casting, it's going to be 8 coming out, or 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 total projectiles, because plus 3 I think is, let's say it's plus 3. Let's say they reduce multiple projectiles to plus 3. Okay, maximum level of it, you get plus 3. So if I get 3 plus 8, that's 11, and that's 11 in a circle. By doing multiple projectiles, I'm going to get 11 in a circle. That's okay. I'm not worried about the speed of it casting, but this is the key. This is the kicker. This is what makes this awesome. Supported spells gain a seal every 200% of cast time to a maximum of 2 seals, which means that 3 seals is probably going to be the maximum, unless in the tree you add something else. Supported spells are unleashed when cast, and their effects reoccur for each seal lost. So that's me shoot, and then boom. And I don't have to necessarily shoot all the time. So I can be running, boom, cast once, it's going to spread. And remember, I am trying to use the demon or an infernalist. So that's going to require me to keep my magma level low. So I can't just constantly cast. I got to do things like cast once, run, cast once, run, cast once. So that will allow my minions to do their damage. And see, don't forget that this all is subject to change, because I don't have the Hellhound. Remember the Hellhound that I want? The Hellhound comes from my ascendancy. And when I get that, I get to put the Hellhound here. Now, that Raging Spirits and Hellhound will probably be the one that I'm going to have to do. So let's just say I got a minion. Not Raging Spirits. Skeletal Arsonist. So wildfire, which I just found out about, ignites you. You inflict spread to other enemies that stay within 1.5 meters for 2 seconds. And wildfire probably would work. But I would want to do like fire penetration, because you want that to happen. And then you got fire. Now this is not even including any type of ignition. See? Right there. So that would be my hellhound, because this doesn't exist. This does not exist actually. So this would be my hellhound, and I would want my hellhound to be 6-socketed. I would take down probably this. I'd probably get rid of the deep freeze, maybe get rid of hypothermia. No, get rid of cold mastery, put that into a 4. That way I can get a 6 for the hellhound, and let that righteous fire damage. So that'd be righteous fire damage here. It'd be raging spirits there. The skeletal warriors would get an increase, because guess what? They're doing fire damage as well, which is going to be ignite, and magnitude. So they would be able to ignite. Magnitude would go up, which means magnitude is just how much damage they actually do with ignite. So so that would be my the way I would run is raging spirits, rolling magma, arsonist. So these would be two 4s. That'd be a 4. This would be a 6. And then maybe a 3 and a 2 or something like that, and throw these things wherever I can get them. But that would be probably the configuration I probably would start with, something like that. So I'm thinking these things out. I'm thinking these things out because I'm gonna be thinking about it for the next few days. I will be thinking about this for pretty much 7 days straight. 7 days straight. I'm going to be thinking about it and everything like that. So I know I haven't been on very long talking about PoE 2, but I think that's about it for the PoEs. Oh no, we can go through the support gems. That's right. I forgot. Okay, so we've already seen some of the support gems because of that website. Okay, but what we can do is we can go through this and just kind of look at some of the ones that they got. So we do have Arcane Surge, Added Cold, Bursting Plague, let's go on back over here. Let's slow this down. So they got brutality. All right. So added fire damage. We already knew about that one. Arcane Surge. Gain Arcane Surge after spending a total of 100% of your maximum mana on supported skills. Ooh, I don't like that. That's different than the Arcane Surge, but we had that the Arcane Surge we're used to. Let's put it like that. So what that is saying is I get Arcane Surge when I spend 100% of my maximum mana on supported skills. So let's say I have 2,000 mana. I had to spend all 2,000 mana before Arcane Surge would kick on, and it will only kick on for 8 seconds. That's not a good thing for me, in my opinion. That's kind of ruthless. Ambush. We already know about added cold. Less fire damage, less lightning damage. I'm not worried about that. I'm actually going to be dueling out for my guys. Bursting Plague. 2% more damage per second to enemies as a plague, up to a maximum of 10% of enemies' maximum life. So I would love to see that plague burst. I'd love to see that plague burst to see exactly what it does, but I don't think that guy's going to click on it. Oh, which also brings up another question. We know I like poison. Is poison viable in this league with what I have? I don't know. Ah, 40% chance for crossbow attacks not to consume a bolt. That actually could be really good. And the lightning does, or now there's something that you got to realize on that. It says gaining. All the ads say gain. Do you see the difference? Oh, I'm sorry, where is it? Stop. All that is, it says gaining. That's a huge thing. I don't know if a lot of people have paid attention to what that means. So remember, we were getting flat damage. You would get flat damage from different things, et cetera, et cetera. This is just gaining. This is just extra damage that's getting added on from this gem. It's not a flat damage increase or anything like that. So there, I don't know, but it seems like, to me, it seems like what they're doing is they're simplifying the damage calculations a little bit. Doesn't mean that it's going to be easy calculations. They're simplifying it a little bit. Instead of having flat damage here, flat damage there, flat damage there, this location, they can simplify it by saying, hey, we're going to put it right here. We're going to take that simplification and say, okay, flat damage is going to come off of weapons, armor, rings, things like that, and off of your main skills. Everything else is going to be a gain, an added cold damage or more cold damage or something like that, which makes the calculations a little bit easier than having all these. Where is that flat damage being added? Does it get added before this, behind this? All that craziness that was going on in PoE 1. Area of effect is a good one. Bloodlust, 30% more melee physical damage against bleeding enemies. That's actually pretty good. Bleed chance, 60% chance to inflict bleeding. So I thought about this. The Reaper. There is a Reaper minion. Summon Reaper. We got Summon Reaper. There's a Reaper minion we have inside of in PoE 2. What does that do? Let's just go back. I just want to see what Reaper. Oh, I could do raise zombies too. Skeletal Reaver. I'm sorry, Reaver. A Reaver. That might be interesting. Build yourself up so you can, so they can have rage, and your minions can start using rage for increased damage. That could actually be interesting. I thought it said Reaper. It's Reaver. Yeah, because I was sitting there thinking, because one of the problems that we have with the old minion is when you run that old minion, the problem was he would you can't really scale him as good as I would like to scale him. Now you can scale him. There's a guy, I don't know who he is, but there's a guy who can actually scale Summon Reaper in PoE 1, and he does a good job at it. We already know about brutality. We know what that is. Concentrated effect, 40% more area damage, less area of effect. Coming soon, coming soon. Corrosive. Poisons applied by supported skills also break armor equal to 80% of poison damage dealt. To 80% of poison damage dealt. That could be interesting. We already know about chain because that's what I wanted to use. Clarity. I don't have to worry about clarity because I'm doing Inferno. Combo finisher. What does this do? Supported skills lose combo if you generate no combo for 8 seconds. Supported skills deal 50% more damage. Supported skills require combos to use. Oh, that could be interesting. That could be really interesting. You know what that means, right? That means you can get a skill, and you can another skill, a skill on the side, and put this on another melee skill that you could have. So the you know, some of them slams. There you go. An example would be slams. So we got a slam over here, and it's the strongest slam that we can make with the combo finisher. And I'm using a quick attack, some other quick attack. And it's like click, 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 boom. You just automatically kick off that big boom attack. And that big boom attack has 50% more damage. Deals 50% more damage than what it would have done. So that big slam that was, you know, you get that big slam to do really a lot of good amount of damage. That's actually interesting. I like some of these I like some of the changes that they're putting in place. Some of the things that they're planning, you know. Supported skills inflict DK, dealing 30% of intelligence as chaos damage per second for 8 seconds. Now, I do not know, but int stacker, that makes me think I would try to see if I could do an int stacker. Somebody who has a high amount of intelligence and get 30% of my intelligence. So You get 1,000 intelligence, 30% of intelligence, 300 points of damage of chaos per second for 8 seconds when you use a hex, when you use this curse. That's actually pretty interesting. I like that. Controlled destruction. All right, I know what that is. Conduction. Ooh, now that's nice. Supported skills have 100% more chance to shock. That's actually pretty good. Well, 100% more chance to shock. Is that really a lot? That's not too much. Depends on their calculations. Because if it's like PoE 1, that means you barely have a chance. Or your shock is 100% more chance to shock could be you barely get any increase in damage because your damage is so minimum. Corrupted Cry. We already looked at clarity. Go to the other stuff. Elemental Army. Supported skills empowered by supported skills deal 15% more damage. That's empowered damage. Ooh. Deep freeze we know about. Double barrel, yeah. Ooh, show me extended combo. Show me extended combo. I want to see extended combo. Stop. Final strike of supported skills can be performed twice in succession. Ha ha! Okay, so what that means to me is I'm okay. I'm gonna call that one out. That's a monk thing. That's a monk thing. Because I think I remember the monk has a power where it does these, it's attacks, and the last one is a slam. That would be the final strike, right? So it was like he swings, and then he twirls and he hits with his staff and it does a lot more damage, right? That's a final strike. Add this in there and he will swing, he spins, he slams, and he slams because he's gonna do it twice, back to back. That could be cool. The monk. Oh, I'm always. I can't do it. Gotta stick with my plan. You know how that is. You know how they say plans never last with contact with the enemy. So as a soldier, you know that you're supposed to take this hill or do this or do that. It's a simple command. The plan is simple. You got to do this, and you win, right? And you do this, do that. As soon as you get to do this and you're getting ready to do that, or you do this and they reinforce that area, you can't do that. So you do this and you can't do that. So you got to adjust your plan so that you can go ahead and still achieve the objective. I'm one of those individuals that likes to change my plan on a constant basis. Oh, I'm gotta stick to the infernalist. Okay, energy shield recharge begins immediately and is not interrupted by damage for 3 seconds when stunned while using supported skills. Yeah, that ain't that bad. Supported skills have 100% chance of ignite generation. Oh yeah. I know what that one is. Empowered Cull. Supported empowered Cull by supported skills have culling strike. Okay. Faster projectiles, more speed. I can do that. Faster attacks is going to be my faster attacks. We're going to look at this encumbrance. There we go, encumbrance. Supported skills have a 30% increased effect of slowing debuff against enemies. That's actually okay. Execute. Is this like the eviscerate? Come on, get over to execute. Get over to execute. I don't care about the encumbrance. There you go. So this one, supported skills deal 40% more damage with hits against enemies that are low on life. So, I got a question. Would that be worth it? Would execute be worth it tying into culling strike? So if I have a weapon that does culling strike, or let's say I'm let's say I'm the witch hunter. I'm using my crossbow. Culling strike. Remember, so the first thing I'm gonna get is, or I can go culling strike. I get that devious strike or the devastating strike. I add in execute on that same power, on whatever power I'm doing. Would that actually work out? Because you got that 5 to 30% loss in the health just from me attacking it. You get a automatic 40% more damage to your attacks and some other things, because if you're 30%, you do one attack, take it down below, you're doing 40% more damage, then you're going to be, and then you automatically kick in culling strike at 10%. That could be devastating if you could use that with your bow, or with your I would use it with the shotgun. Let's just be honest. I'd use it with the shotgun, because I had the shotgun, I have culling strike, I have a devastating strike, or whatever you want to call it that we saw earlier. So whatever attack, shotgun attack with those things, and add poison. Oh, and add a poison on it. One of the, like the corrosive one from earlier. Corrosive, so it takes out armor. So I'm just blam, their armor is just melting away. And then, that could be just ruthless. Because of poison. Poison would actually get culling, right? Oh yeah, that could be good. Faster casting, okay, 25% more casting speed. Oh, you went too fast. Go back. I didn't see some of the ones that are on that one site doesn't tell you what it is. They don't tell you what it does, but this one does. Supported skills, create a vortex on shattering an enemy. Vortex deals 30% overkill damage per second. Vortex chills enemies. Vortex lasts 3 seconds. Frozen Nexus. Now this could be interesting. This could be interesting. I see a lot of possibilities in PoE 2. I see a bunch of possibilities that can be that we can use to be able to do what we need. Oh, hold up. Okay, so that's let's go to Hourglass and let's see what Hourglass is. Supporter skills deal 50% more damage. Supporter skills have a plus 8 seconds to cooldown. Oh, that's terrible. If it's a power that you don't use that very often, I can see where that works. But oh, that's ugly. 25% more effect of supported curses. PlayStation, that's the one that I like. That's the one that I like. Supported skills cause 50% more freeze buildup. Hey, what's up, Gankenstein? What's up? How's it going? You know, I didn't realize that the notification didn't go out. And then I was sitting there, I was like, hey, my notification didn't go out. What's up, gang? So heck yes, I am taking Friday and Monday off. I am going all out for PoE 2 first, the early access. I'm going straight crazy on that one. Oh, hey, I'll show you. I'll show you. Okay, so let me see. Hopefully y'all know about this site. If y'all don't know about this site, this is the site what I'm planning my build on. I can't guarantee it has correct data, but it kind of gives you some of the gems. So what I plan on doing is I plan on running the Witch and the Infernalist. Okay, so with the Witch and the Infernalist, I'm gonna give you my thought process before y'all start bashing me. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna be, we can be PoE 2 buddies. Before y'all bash me, let me go ahead and explain the thought process. Oh yeah, you know you're gonna bash me because I can't help it. Okay, with the Infernalist, I want to do Summon Raging Spirits, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm doing Summon Raging Spirits. I'm gonna do Frost Fire. So I'm gonna have 100% more effect of ignite against frozen enemies. So when I ignite things, it's gonna 100% more effect. Bro is already trying to make me vomit. I don't care, man. I don't care. You can vomit all you want. Say it with me, Mal. What? Mercenary? Witch hunter? What? Permanent minions. Yes. Permanent minions are awesome. Don't get me wrong. I plan on having some permanent minions, but let me explain my mental process, okay? Let me explain the mental process before you go crazy. Frostfire, increase ignite, because I'm going to be an Infernalist. So I'm going to have increased ignite capability. I'm going to have magnitude increase because I'm an Infernalist. I'm going to have the Hellhound. You've been hiding from me. No, I haven't been hiding from you, but I can understand that. I can understand that. So feed and frenzy for my raging spirits. Ignite proliferation, so it spreads ignite. Minion mastery, because I want it to be higher level. I might not put minion mastery in that. It might go in the Hellhound. I'm not 100% sold on minion mastery being on the Raging Spirit. I haven't 100% said that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Then Fiery Death on my Raging Spirits. So the Raging Spirits will 60% chance to cause the enemy to explode. Kablooey. That's even more damage. Okay. So that's what I plan on the Raging Spirits. Now, with the Raging Spirits, what I would like to do is Skeleton Frost Mages. And why would you say that? Why would I want Frost Mages? I will explain. Easy peasy. Frostfire gives me 100% more effective ignite on frozen enemies. Well, I need to freeze them somehow. Well, if I got Frost Mages, I can get this 30% more chance build up against chilled enemies. I get hypothermia, support any attack that hits enemies, making it more effective at freezing chilled enemies. So Frost Mages, multiple if I can. If I can get 3 of them, my thought process is 3 of those, 2 Skeletal Warriors, a Spectre, this is my Hellhound. Even though it doesn't say Hellhound, it says Skeletal Arsonist. They don't have Hellhound in the list. I can't pull it. But I want my Hellhound with Wildfire, Fire Penetration, and Ignition. I just don't know if that'll work. I might have to do some changes. So because, hey, so Gank, you got some mechanic info. Righteous Fire. Does Righteous Fire cause ignite? Old man Ray, you can answer that too. Okay, so Righteous Fire doesn't cause ignite. So I'm gonna pull this out. Because it doesn't cause ignite. If Righteous Fire doesn't cause ignite, there's no reason for me to put that on that dude. So Fire Penetration, and then I can do added fire. No, I can't do added fire because I put added fire on this one. Righteous Fire is in it, but not really. Okay, so they do not have the power Righteous Fire, but the Hellhound has Righteous Fire. The Hellhound has an aura around it, which is a DOT Righteous Fire. That's all it is. It's what what's his name said. He said it in the interview. He's like, Righteous Fire isn't there, but we're planning on it. But the Hellhound does have a Righteous Fire. So what I have to do is I have to figure out what I'm going to do with the Hellhound now. So I do want Fire Penetration because Righteous Fire does kind of do fire damage, right? So I could do that. I might want to switch some things up. Pull Emulate and put Emulate here. Burning damage. Okay. So I think this would work. Fire Penetration gives less fire resistance from Hellhound be running around, and its fire would penetrate. Yes, That's what I believe as well. It is it is the witch version of the Templar Sentinel. I believe it's a permanent minion. I believe it's a permanent minion, which means it's going to reserve spirit. So we got to be. This is the one problem with this, me doing all this stuff right now, is that spirit. I don't know how much spirit we can get. Yep. So fire penetration, immolate. I'm gonna try to get more things in there, but I want to freeze with my skeleton mages. I want to use rolling magma. Yes, but how much? Because the reason why I bring that up is because this Gankenstein. Only reason I don't have a lot of other things in here is because things cost so much. If I'm doing Raging Spirits, it's a 30%. It's a 30% reservation. Skeletal Warriors are a 60% reservation per Skeletal Warrior. Bind Spectre is not. It's a permanent minion that does not require reservation. Yeah, it's an auto cast. As soon as I hit something with a fire spell, it will pop it. That's the cool thing. That's why I like it. That's why I'm putting it there. Because I'm an Infernalist, it does fire damage. My Hellhound does fire damage. How do I get it to do as much ignite how do I do a lot of ignite and magnitude damage? Because that's what, as an Infernalist, that's what I am. And if I'm doing it right, 100% base spirit plus 30% plus 30 from bosses times bosses plus scepter bonus. Okay. Yeah. I just, this is just me playing around trying to figure, but there's a couple of things. Ooh, Gank. Are you going to be playing the witch, or are you going to be playing the? Are you going to play the Infernalist, or are you going to be playing the Blood Witch? So you're doing the Infernalist, okay? Because I found something that's really, really awesome. And I don't know if I could get it to work. 1000%. Oh yeah. So that reduced spirit cost. Yes. Well, see, this is the thing. I'll tell you why I am considering going blood. And the reason why is because in blood, you get that one that drops the orbs that can get you to double your hit points, right? You can double your hit points just by going the blood route, killing things, picking up the orbs. What if you get Grim Feast as well? Double my hit points, double my energy shield. Killing things just drops energy shield, orbs, and blood and life remnants, and I'm just sitting there just running through, and I can get double both of them. Then use my minions in a poison configuration. And have them, have my minions use poison, corruption, corrosion, and all the other things to kill it. Oh my! Yes, I understand. I've been sitting there, and I was like, I'm going Infernalist, and I was like, I'm doing Infernalist. There's nothing that can stop me, because Infernalist is going to be awesome. Auto casting Raging Spirits. Every time I use a fire spell, I'm using a fire spell, rolling magma, with wild shards, so it kicks off in multiple, so I can go at 300 and 360. Then you throw in multi projectiles and you kick in Unleash. I don't have to, and because I'm an Infernalist, I don't want to cast a lot anyway. You don't want to cast a lot because you're going to get that lava going up too much. So I just sit there and I just do. Oh, yeah, hey, Old Man Ray. I found I was looking at those powers, and there's a power that you want. Extended combo. You want extended combo. And the reason why is the monk is, and now you tell me, because I think I remember that the monk has powers that have, if you attack multiple times, it'll swing, and then it'll do like a final strike, right? They don't have golems in this game right now. They said they will, but they don't have it right now. That's the problem. Not early access. Early access don't have golems. Not my game. It's a build-up skill. I don't know if it's I think the monk has a final strike type skill. I don't know what the monk skills are. They have specters. They do have specters. So hold up, let me switch over to this. Let me just show you what I'm talking about, because I think it would go well. Hold on for a second. Let me go back a little bit. There you go. Final strike of supported skills can be performed twice in succession. And I think the monk is the one who has something like a final strike. That's why I'm asking, because I'm not sure, but I think the combos that they show when they were doing the video, it's like he swings, and then he does that twisty spin. And I don't think he was using multiple powers for that. That twisty spin was I think that's his last power. And extended combo says that you would do that twice. So it would be like hit, smash, and then you could do with the other things. Another thing that I think is actually pretty cool about another cool one is combo finisher. Combo finisher is one of those ones where you could you use a fast attack to build up your combo points, and as soon as you get 5 combo points, you can press the button to do a finisher, and that finisher is big powered. It's a big power finisher. So those are some of the ones that I'm like, this might be interesting. I'm not going to go that route, but it's actually interesting. Let me go a little bit further because I was already past that. Hourglass, heightened curse, glaciation, fortress. But that's my plan, Genkenstein. My plan is Infernalist with Summon Raging Spirits, the Hellhound, and multiple guys. Yeah, Flicker Strike sounds like it's going to be good. Street, how you doing, big dog? Hey, so just a FYI on the sorceress, I think the sorceress is going to be nice. I don't know exactly. I have some ideas about the sorceress, but I don't know exactly how that would handle. So the sorceress, let's just be honest. Ball lightning looks awesome. Ball lightning looks like it could be interesting. But spark, I think, is going to be where it's at. Running spark with wild shard and multiple projectiles, I think that'll be and like using unleash and flame wall. You might as well go ahead and say that looks like it's gonna be awesome, dude. That's how I see it. I can't say that that's 100% the way I would go, but the sorcerer does look like it's gonna be an interesting class. Increase limit. Supporter skills have +1 to limit. Supporter skills less effect duration. What is the okay, so +1 to limit. I'm thinking that's like getting an extra charge. Like, let's say if you had Vortex and you were doing Vortex, I think increased limit would give you 2 vortexes you can cast instead of 1 vortex. But you lose your skill duration. So your duration and your skill, you get 50% less. So if I think I saw earlier, Vortex, Frozen Vortex is like 3 seconds and become a second and a half. Poison stacks. I don't think poison would do that. Poison works differently. So supported skills have a limited number of effects active at once. So that's why I said Vortex. Because Vortex, you have one effect. If you cast it again, it will replace that one with the next one. So that's why I said Vortex. Also, that one power that does the like let's say there's that fireball type thing that they showed on the Infernalist. You remember when she was fighting, the witch was running around, she left like a magma ball sitting there. That would be something that has a limit of 1. At this, it got a limit of 2. The duration is halved, but you could put 2 of them out. That's what I think that does. Increased limit would do that. Oh, come on. Go back. Go back. Go back. Inspiration. Hey, less cost. So poison works differently in the So in PoE 2, poisons can't stack. You can't stack multiple poisons on a creature. It's only one poison. That's the way it made it sound. The reason why I'm asking that is because one of the powers from up top didn't seem it. I'll show you in a second. Let me just ice bite. 30% gain 30% of damage as as cold damage for 3 seconds on freezing an enemy with supported skill. And if innervate, that used to be my power. I used to love that. Okay, so let's go back to the top real quick. I'm gonna let's go back to corrosive. There's bursting plague. Go back a little bit because bursting plague is a little bit. There you go. So supported skills that can poison enemies, causing poison enemies to gain plague over time and explode in a plague burst on death. Cannot support skills, the minion skills. That's a possibility. It's a single. It's a one, but then that's a problem because if I'm using bursting plague from one attack, and I'm using corrosion from another attack, they wouldn't stack. You see what I'm talking about? That would be a problem. The reason why is because if you can't stack poisons, only one poison can be applied. So it's kind of like so that works with like things like ignite. Because you sit there and you do ignite, you do the big damage, you get it on there, and whatever's ignited on there, it takes the highest ignite, right? So the highest ignite is applied. If I have multiple different poison things, so I'm using Plague Burst on one power. Hey, what's up, Sethra? If I'm using Plague Burst on one power and I'm using Corrosive on another power, I would never be able to use First Plague because Corrosive is the one that I use. Corrosive poison would apply. Plague Burst would be in the background not doing anything because it can't apply that effect because you only can have one poison. Unless what happens is I use Corrosive and it's poison the guy, and then I use something that has Plague Burst on it, and Plague Burst gets tagged onto the poison that's already applied. So now it does Corrosive and Plague Burst or Burst Plague. That's why I don't think that. I think poisons still stack like they normally do. we will see during play, but I think it stacks like it normally does. The increased limit, like I said, I think the increased limit is more things for like Vortex. Oh, going the wrong way. Maybe not. Limited shattering an enemy. Overkill, blah, blah. Vortex lasts for things. It's not Vortex. What's that one that says you only can have one? What is that? Eternal Flame, maybe? Go back a little bit. I'm looking for that one power that I saw earlier. Trying to remember which one it is. Well, let's see if I can see if they got it listed on that one web page. Yeah, there you go. This is what they're talking about. Limit one totem, limit one totem, limited one bell. You could put 2 bells down with that. Limit 10 zombies. You could add another zombie. You're hoping not to crash 50 million times. I agree. Limit 1 pain offering spike. You could put 2 of them up. I could change the limit of my summon raging spirits by adding another one, but I would lose half my duration. Same with the power spike. That's what that limit thing does. That limit thing will do that, I think. Jagged ground lasts for 6 seconds. Ignition, we already know what that one does. Impending doom. The supported skill expires. Impact shockwave. Yeah, some of these are okay. Some of them just. Hold up, go back to life drain. I want to see what that one does. Recover 12% of life over 4 seconds when supported skills. Culling an enemy. Cull an enemy. So that might be interesting. That actually could be interesting. You can get 12% of your life over 4 seconds when you cull an enemy. How often can that happen though? Hey, Genghis-Khan, this is a good thing right here. This is something that you need to be aware of. I don't know where I'm going to use it, but this is a possibility. Minions from supported skills die 4 seconds after their life is reduced to 0. So you instead of blessed rebirth, your minion dies. It won't die immediately. It still got 4 seconds of attacks before it says and it dies. So my question is, does that mean Just means that they're not going to be that if a boss kills all your minions, they'll at least be alive for 4 seconds, which could be good. Less duration is what it is. Less duration. Meat shield. We know what meat shield does, and that's awesome. Multiple projectiles. Oh, and life tap. So they added pin. They added pin to the game. I don't know about pin. I don't know if it's a good thing, a bad thing, how good it will be long term. You know, because is it one of those ones you can pin everything except for bosses because bosses just are immune to that type of stuff and you get your tail whooped because you were trying to pin him? Or what does it do? You know, I don't know that one. We got more duration, which we already know what that is. Multiple charge. Another stun effect. Yeah. So does pin replace stun, or does stun is stun different than pin? We got minion instability, which we already know what minion instability could possibly be. So, hey, Gank, got questions. So you know I'm going summon raging spirits, right? What kind of configuration do you plan on doing, Gank, for your Infernalist? Are you planning on doing just get as many minions and try to have as many minions as I possibly can and see if that works? Or are you trying to so you're doing the arsonist, so you're going to try to blow up your minions? Elemental invocation. Did I pass that already? You see the EFT. I didn't see it, I don't think. I haven't gotten to there. I don't know where it is on the list. Oh, main skill? Okay, let me pop this out. Go over here. Elemental invocation. Okay. Maximum energy is 500. Okay. Socketed spells consume 10 energy per 0.11 seconds of base cast time when triggered. Oh, yeah. Oh, hold up. The Arcanist throws the okay. So that's the one where they were sitting there talking about you can blow up your minions, right? Or is that a different one? Summon bomb throwing reviving skeleton archers that can detonate other minions on command. Okay, so that's why I didn't want to use them, because I don't, their special power is to blow up your other minions. You're just planning on using them as grenaders. Okay, got it. Toggle to see all skills? What do you mean? Oh, okay. Up here, just click that. Okay, got it. Then switching your dog up for when you get the infernal thing. I can see that. I can see that. See, the infernal dog thing is, I'm shooting for that as quickly as possible. Some of these, the reason why I'm going through the support gems over here is because the support gems, there's more information on this than it is in that website. Poison chance, 60% on hit. Yes. Pin. I'll go back. Go back. I want to see what pin does. No, back. Stop. Supported skills do not cause stun buildup. Physical damage from supported skills is pinning. I don't know. Still don't know what that means. Still don't know what it. Hey, guess what? We're gonna have an ad in about 20 some odd seconds, people. So we're gonna have to wait for everybody to get back from the ad, then we can start discussing some of the other things. And I think Gank is a member, so or subscribed. So if you can hear me, Gank, and you're subscribed, I decided I was not going to do the grenader, the arcanist or arsonist, because I was scared that if I use that, he could blow up my minions, and I didn't want to deal with that. Plus, I'm trying to freeze more often so that some of my raging spirits can do more ignite damage, which is the main thing that I planned on doing. I think my ad's over. Is the ad over? No. Is it still going? Ad in progress. Okay, that's what it is. 28 seconds ad in progress. All right. So that's the one thing about that. Now, which also brings up a question. And this is my question. How much damage does the grenader or the arsonist do when he blows up your minion? Oh, ads are still running? I thought the ads were done. Okay, I'm back. I think we're back. So, how much damage does it do when it's blowing things up? That's the key. That's arcane. Because I thought about the arcanist because it's a grenader, and let's just be honest, explosions are always awesome. But I didn't put it on my list because I wanted a little bit everything, other things. Multiple poisons. Supporter skills can poison enemies an additional time. Hey, old man Ray, you're right. Check it out. Well, maybe. Hold up. Supporter skills that hit enemies, allowing it to inflict an extra poison on enemies, but shorten the duration of those poisons. No, that could be taken two different ways. It could mean that when you hit an enemy, Instead of applying one, you apply 2 poisons, but half the life. Or it could mean I can poison and then hit another with a poison. You have to buy your stacks. That's a possibility. I really am questioning poison stacking. Precision. Sorry about that. Rage. Let's go back to second win. You know, I got this thing playing at a very slow speed, and it's still traveling fast. Nah, PoE 1 poisons aren't as OP as they used to be. They used to be good. Now, PoE 1, the poisons are not. It depends on if you can get the physical damage. If you can do high amounts of physical damage, the poisons could be very OP. But little small amount of poisons being attacked doesn't really do very much. It's when you can get a lot of heavy poisons, like the Mamba one. The only reason the Mamba one is so OP is because of the what it scales and it spreads. Viper Strike is crazy strong, and so Viper Strike of the Mamba, when you look at it, its base is 200% more damage with poison. That's why that one is strong. 200% more poison. Plus what poison you get from the tree, which can make your poisons 400. I think about 4. Well, if you get that one and you hit it at full life, it's 300 automatically. So that's 3 plus 200. That's 500 from somebody on full life, and that's just one node with poison increase. You can do it. So you're sitting around about 600% more damage with the Mamba because of that. Everybody else is messed up because you don't get that percentage increase. You don't have that much increase. That's why kind of, not really. Supporter skills, less cooldown, twice as many cooldown uses. Stomping ground, ruthless. I hate this thing. If I click too fast, it just gets out of full thing. Every 5th use of attack does 500 more stun build up. Swift affliction. Supporter skills deal 35% more non-ailment damage over time. Damage over time. We already know about Unleash. Unbreakable, stun threshold. Vitality. Vitality is a great thing. Window of opportunity. Supporter skills deal 50% more damage when released with perfect timing. Supporter skills have a 25% shorter perfect timing window. What does that mean? Does that mean that I can get a channeling skill. I execute the channeling skill, and they put something on the screen where it goes, and I gotta release it at the middle, and it does more burst damage or something. Trigger wind wave when stunned while using supported skills. Withering touch. Come on, go to withering touch. No, there we go. Withering touch. Do 50% less damage. Supported skills inflict withered on hit with chaos damage. Blind, corrosive, coursing current. What's up, Survivor at Heart? That's 13 months in a row, dude. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Means a lot. Means a lot. Even though Genkenstein's been mean to me lately. All right, so what we got? We got a lot of gems, a lot of gems. Lightning illusion, hold up. Lightning illusion. Lingering illusion, sorry, lingering illusion. Where is that one at? Lingering illusion creates a short-lived illusion copy of yourself whenever you dodge roll. The copy can distract enemies, and copies that are destroyed by an enemy will grant you a power charge. That actually is interesting. I don't know if hey, old man, I don't know if I've run that one though. I'm gonna tell you right now, I want to do Infernalist, but when I found out about the doggone, what you want to call it, the Blood Witch, some of it's just the thought of it, dude. So let me tell you the reason why, because just in case, hey, Survivor, you just joined, but I'm doing an Infernalist, but with this power right here, where is it? Where is it? Grim Feast. With this power, which is a reservation, it gives you like a discipline and an overcharge. So the overflow, that overflow makes it crazy. So you do life remnant from the blood side, right? You do the life remnant from that gets you double your life. And then you can get double your energy shield. You just dropped it with it because everything you kill is gonna, there's chances of it dropping the life orbs or dropping the doggone energy shield orb. And you just are collecting them. And you get double your life, double your energy shield. That could be crazy good. And don't forget that the blood person, the blood witch, has the ability that your energy shield from your chest piece. So you know how we have energy shield from the chest piece, like 400 or whatever. It'll take that energy shield and transfer 40% of it to your life. So you can actually wear an energy shield chest piece, increase your life even more. So you have a good life, good energy shield. You're generating good life and energy shield from everything you're killing. That could be ridiculously good for survivability. But I don't know if it'll work or not. I don't know, because you got to remember, this is a 30% reservation. The and its power, the life remnant, gots to be a reservation too. So it could be 30%, 30 and 30, which could be 60. And then you add in all your minions that you want to put on it to be. And if I did the minions, I would want to do the minions, and I probably would want to go with Herald of Plague. Which is going to be 30 right there. So that's 60. 60, 90. Sorry, that'd be like probably about 90. And that's just running Herald of Plague, Grim Feast, Lingering Remnants. Then I got all my pets that I want to put on there. Could be expensive. It could be very expensive. Not sure, but it's one of those ones that's got But I think it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be very, very awesome. Corpse conversion. Why can't, hey, do they got desecrate in this thing? Hold up. Does desecrate exist in this game? You got contagion. Detonate causes a corpse to violently detonate. Freeze mark. Nova erupts from their corpse. Ah. So, gang, just so you're aware, zombies are not reservation. Zombies and specters are not reservation. They're permanent, but they're not reservation. The skeletons they're permanent, but they're not. They die, they'll come back after about 4 seconds or so. Zombies and specters, you have to, if they die, you gotta summon them back, from what I've gathered from what everybody's been saying. Fiery Death we knew about. Fortress Curse we knew about. Hinder we knew about. Herbalism. Oh, interesting. So if you have like Grim Feast, life remnant, or any of those, you put this on there and your flasks will regenerate faster. Supported skills create consecrated ground on landing. Okay. Intense agony, damage over time. Debuffs inflict on full life enemies by supported skills deal 50% more life damage. Supported skills have 25% less duration. Knockback, we already know. Life leech, we already know. Lightning penetration, no problem. Momentum. I'm looking for ones that we don't know about. That's pretty much what I'm looking mostly for. Mana flare. Causing it to trigger a mana flare on critical hit. The mana flare consumes your mana to deal fire damage. Cannot support the skills of minions. Okay, I don't even know if I like that one. Spell echo, we know that one. We know ranged combat. Hold up, go back. We don't know ranged combat. Stop. Supported skills do 35% more attack damage to enemies further than 7 meters from you, scaling down to no bonus at 3.5 meters on or closer. Okay, so I got questions. Some of the support gems that I'm finding, they actually used to be on the tree. So what does that mean? Does that mean that the tree, our current tree, passive tree configuration is going to be mostly damage increasing modifications like that? Or is there going to be new things that we're not used to or know about? Behead. Deadly poison, 20% less hits, 75% more damage with supported poisons. Draining ailments. Drain ailments. What does that do? Drain ailments. Supported skills consume a random ailment on the target when inflicting damage over time debuffs, causing the debuff to deal 35% more damage if an ailment was consumed. Interesting. Elemental discharge, hex bloom, mobility. Hold up, go back. Okay. Zombies are not permanent. I thought zombies, you can summon zombies, but if they die, they won't come back unless you have a corpse. Because I didn't see a duration on the zombie. So like the skeletons and everything like that, when they die, if you can have up to 10 of them. Ah, okay. I didn't see that. Ah, there you go. Base and power duration is 30 seconds. Got it. You use a power charge. Hold up. I got a question. This is a good question. Yeah, that right there says you can use a corpse or a power charge. So if I get something that generates power charges on a regular basis, I can just raise zombies. Boop, 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 till I get 10 of them, because my power charges will be the what affects that. Nice. So let me see if I missed that on. I didn't see it there. Okay, got it. Mind Spectre doesn't have that. Well, this also is kind of incomplete. Good to know. Good catch on that, old man Ray. Luckily, I'm not trying to run zombies. I'm just trying to run the skeletons with my Summer Raging Spirits so I can do my thing, but ooh, that's a good catch. That minion mastery is going to be awesome. And the physical skill one is going to be good too. That's it. That's a good catch. I missed that when I was looking at it earlier. I want to know how much damage bursting plague does actually. This could be interesting here too. That could be real interesting. I don't know, man. That's gonna be interesting. We got a lot of things to consider while we're doing coming up to the new day. All these new sites keep coming out. I'm gonna try to be on all week long to deal with this stuff. I got my invite to early access, just FYI. No code, just invite. Just invite. So I had the invite. I gotta wait for them to say, okay, it's good, you can do the installation. And then I can do the install. I'm actually got a couple of things that I might do before the week ends. There are a couple of things. So I need to go buy a store, see how much it would cost for me to replace my machine, because I want to replace my machine. It's been, I don't know how many years, guys. Been ever since I've been streaming, so I don't know how many. That's at least 3 or 4 years I've been using the same box. 3, maybe 4 years I've been using the same box. I need to adjust to a new box. Let's just call it out. I need a new gaming rig. The gaming rig I have it works. Don't get me wrong. I always buy good. I always design nicely, but I think it's on its last legs, people. I think it's on its last legs. Because what's the requirements for Path of Exile 2? Let's look and see what the requirements are. Do they have requirements down here somewhere? Early launch. Let's go to Steam. Maybe Steam will tell us. There you go. Steam's gonna give us the information, right? Steam always tells us what we got, right? There we go. Recommended. It still says 16 gigs of RAM, which is what I got. My video card, I'm not worried about. And I got a solid state drive. I got the disk space, but I don't like having 16 gigs of RAM. I want 32 or 64 gigs of RAM. My gaming rig only has 16 gigs of RAM. I know y'all are like, what? You've been playing all this time on 16 gigs of RAM? But it's so smooth at 16 gigs. How is that possible? Yeah, that's because I'm awesome. I'm awesome like that. I build my machines to last at least 4 to 5 years. I think I've had this rig at least 5, maybe 6 years. And it's time for me to go ahead and step up and get a better one. I have an AMD R7. My box is I don't even know what my box is. Hold for a second. Let me try to pull some information about my box. Performance. And I got a AMD Ryzen R7 2700 8-core processor. That's what I'm running. That's what it says it is, but I know it's wrong. Hold on for a second. I think I got more cores than that. This is what happens when you get when your stuff runs and it runs a different way. Hold on, how many cores do I really got? And it uses all of them. I know. I thought I had thought so. Okay. Yeah. Like I thought. Yeah, I got more cores than that. I might want to not get rid of this box. To get the core replacement, ooh, that's gonna be expensive. And my video card is, let's see what kind of video card I got. AMD 8 core, 16 threads. I think I got 8 core, 16 threads on mine too. I think maybe. I don't know. I have to look at it a little bit better. I have a 6650. AMD 6650. I got an 8 core processor, 16 gigs of RAM with a RX 6650 XT. And the video card only has 8 gigs of RAM. So it has 8 gigs of RAM on the video card. Yeah, that's what I just opened. I just opened it and just looked at it. That's what I was just looking at it. For the CPU, I look at the overview and it shows CPU 0 to 16, 0 to CPU 15. And it shows $16 gigs of RAM. Yep, that's what I got. So that means my son's machine is a 12 core. Because so my son, I built him, yeah, I'm good. I can run it. I can run the game. Don't think I can. I just don't like having 16 gigs of RAM when it says it needs 16 gigs of RAM. Or, sorry, when it says they recommend 16 gigs of RAM. What that means is I need to go up just a little bit, just a tad bit. Go from 16 to 32, maybe 64 gigs of RAM. I mean, I need to build a new machine anyway, right? So I'm building a new machine. I might as well go ahead and kick it up to 16, from where I am to, at least 64 gigs of RAM, minimum 32, maximum, that I would build base is probably 232s, making it 64 gigs of RAM. You got 32. See. I'm telling you, I need to buy a new machine so I can play on Friday. But if I buy a new machine, that means I gotta hook up all this stuff, mic, cameras, Go XLR, Stream Deck. I gotta do all that, mix it all up and get it all set up. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. It's just so sad. But I can streamline my capabilities a little bit though. I think that would be really cool. No. Yep, you know it. That's how funny it is.
Stop the cap.
All right, so what we got? Let's do chaos. Let's see what we got. Chaotic freeze.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me.
Oh man. Oh, looks like they don't have a lot of chaos. Oh, that's supports. Never mind. Sorry, I was in the wrong spot. Dash to an enemy, strike them with an unarmed attack, applying an unarmed attack. Oh, that's terrible. Plague Bearer. This is an awesome power. If it works as good as it does in PoE 1, that is a great power. Every 2.55 seconds. Oh, I don't like that. Put less duration on that, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to do on that one. I want more wither stacks than less wither stacks. All right, guys. I'm gonna be on tomorrow morning, like bright and early. I'm gonna probably play a little PoE. I'm gonna see if there's anything that pops up tonight. But hopefully we'll be able to get back on and everything. I'm gonna get off and go use the bathroom, go get me some food, hang out with the wife for a minute. And I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm sorry about the notice. I didn't even realize that it didn't even notify anybody until I was sitting here online for like 2 hours. I will talk to y'all later. Peace out. And I hope this has helped you in your quest for ultimate power. Talk to y'all later. Peace.